the screen. Yay! That just took me 35 minutes. Hi, everybody. I'm Jenny. How are you? I am wearing my glasses because I could not see the screen. And if anybody's interacting with me, if I'm ever so lucky to have anybody come and check me out today and my channel, I need the glasses to be able to see. Anyways, welcome. My name is Jenny, and you are on my channel, Explore Connecticut with Jenny. Nobody's here, so I can talk. How are you? And thank you for tapping in with Explore Connecticut with Jenny. Of course, my name is Jenny. Jennifer is what I usually go by, but it sounded really good with the Explore Connecticut, so I decided to use the Jenny. Hi. I wanted to take this time today just to kind of sit with you guys and talk about a little bit about the channel and what's coming up. And if you have any suggestions, I am doing a new segment based on the housing and the food crisis and so many, people down and repressed. And it's really sad for me to watch and be around, so to say. I myself live in a low income community, and there are quite a few women here that have children, that are single moms, and you hear the stories and stuff, and of course, I have children of my own. I know how it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and that's okay. It's all part of life. I always try to put myself in my kids' shoes, when I was that age, so patience. But I'm trying to bring resources to the community, to people that need some help. Connecticut is within the 5 most richest states in the United States, so there should be no need for any of our citizens in Connecticut to be living on the streets. A lot of shelters are closed now. They're packed. There are people that are living in hotels, and the state is paying for them, and the state's getting ripped off. They're roach motels. It's just people waiting for housing. Watching the lines of people at the food trucks and the food banks. And last month, that was me. And, at the end of the month, for me, I am on a fixed income. So there's no wiggle room. And I want to talk about that with the communities that are in low income, for people that are just regular old people that just are living day to day, that are having a hard time paying for food. And so I want to bring some of that into the channel. I'm working on some of that right now. It is all coming up. I was waiting to I announced it earlier, but officially now you'll start seeing some stuff posted, resources, anything that you see, on the side of the road or in front of a church or a food pantry or anything like that. Take a picture of it And feel free to email it to me at explorect with Jenny, two N's and two I's, at gmail.com. And then I can take that picture and post it on the channel and everywhere else on my social medias that are public. So anything, I mean anything, snap a picture and send it over. I could put it out there. If somebody is out there that can use that information. So that is always welcomed as well. Anybody wanting to get involved, I am looking to interview a few nowadays single moms. My kids are grown and out. What are they doing now? What are the single moms doing now today? Uh, so yeah, that is coming up. The channel was originally created in part of my healing journey, which happened when, well, it happened about, I would say, 2 months, maybe a month, that I lost Miss Patty Pants. The channel was created in her memory because I was really healing. Basically, she was the nail in the coffin. And when she passed away, and her dog, who I was taking care of, I considered my own, also was taken from me. When I know Miss Patty wanted me to have the dog. So I lost, people say, oh, it's just a dog, it's a dog. But that dog was a person to me. And if any of you own animals, your dogs are like people. You look at them like your kid or your equal or they understand us. And most of the time we understand them with the look in their eyes. But, and then when she passed and the dog was taken, it was just like the final nail, and everything came crashing down. Immediately after her death, I went down south. I had planned a trip months and months before to get together with all of my kids. So they all flew in and we all got together, and I put a smile on my face. It was literally like 2 days after Miss Patty's passing. So I did the trip. I came home and crashed. I had been going a mile a minute, 5 miles a minute for so long, and life had completely stopped. Helping her was my life, as much as I bitched and complained about it. And it was a very hard time. It was overwhelming a lot of the times. But anyways, the channel was created in her memory because I had not lost somebody as an adult that I really loved, like in death, as an adult. I'm 50 years old. When my father passed, I believe I was 20. So, that's a big difference. So didn't know how to deal with it. And she couldn't get out of the house at the end, And it hurt. It hurt to see. It even got to the point when she could walk out of the house, and she could, but she had to use her walker or her cane, and that was fine. But it became like agoraphobia, like she was almost afraid to leave, and I definitely understand. Um, I understand that. Somebody I cared about once um, had that for quite a while, and it's a real thing, you know. But she would tell me stories about climbing mountains and going here and there, and all she did was travel all over the place. And I'm not just saying the United States, all over the world. And I had so much time after her death, I still do, where I started reevaluating everything and everything, because life had stopped and it had been going so fast for so long that I hadn't been able to think about things, you know. But in the process of helping her take care of herself, and Allie, her dog, my dog, my baby, um, I had a spiritual awakening because I hadn't dealt with death as an adult. So, um, when I was sitting here for months and months, year and a half to be exact, um, I had a lot of time. I did uh, deep trauma therapy twice a week. Um, I had been going to therapy for 25 years. You know, we all got to bitch to somebody. But after her passing, it was a different kind of therapy. So, and I really dove into it because I couldn't understand the feelings, you know, as an adult. So I turned something that was hurtful into something that could help me heal. And that was Miss Patty's stories that I hung on to. And her stories about hiking and climbing mountains and going here and there. And we had so much in common. She was such a special person. Let me just show you her picture. I don't know if you guys could see because we got a glare. That's Allie, and that is Miss Patty Pants. um, so yeah, so I created the channel in her memory and decided to get my ass out into nature. And I was usually, I always loved nature, but not to this extent, um, because life was going too fast. You know, when life is going too fast, it's hard to, you know, it's hard to like concentrate on what really, really matters in life. You know, so because I was forced by the universe and my God, I was forced to stop. It was like God was saying, Jennifer, stop. And I did. And it was time to look at the whole picture of why I was here. And so when I started taking these walks, because I live in this in a part of the state where we have trails everywhere. I think just Connecticut. I'm sure a lot of states up here have lots of trails, but we in particular have lots of rails to trails. And they're everywhere. And I started walking and I really started healing. Like I felt better after I came back. Um, I would talk to Miss Patty as I was walking through the woods, and it was, you may say, oh, that wacko, that wacko. Call me what you will, but it helped me. It helped me heal, and I'm still healing, but I'm at the point where enough has healed where I'm able to talk about it without bawling, And nature really helped me with that. And it it was a big part of my healing process. It is a big part of my healing process. Just getting out there and being in nature, everything is alive. It's alive. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter if the light bill's getting paid or not, whether the cell phone service is working or not, that tree is alive. The ground I'm on is alive. And it filled me. It's like almost like your morning coffee, you pour your cup. Well, for me, I have to get out there every day to fill that cup. And I struggle in the winter because of the cold. Cold. So effing cold up here. And y'all that live up here, you guys know. It gets really, really cold. And I usually hibernate during the winter. So, meaning I don't go out in nature. I don't really go anywhere. It's like home and there. Home and here. That's it. There's no in between. um, and just why I had so much time to reflect these last year and a half. And then a lot of things had just come crashing down and life stopped. And I really got to reflect on myself, my own behaviors. Um, it was like putting a mirror in front of myself because I was left with nothing. Because there was other things that had come in at her death. Like there was a heartbreak. Like I don't know, it was like a year before her death, there was a major heartbreak for me, deception and it was just hurt, you know? So I had dealt with that. I had, issues with my children, family, finances, living, everything, And so I started taking more of those walks, and more of those walks led me to a lot of more self reflection and healing. And now I know my Miss Patty Pants loved nature. And I was always a beach girl. I still like the beach, but right now in my life, I appreciate the green trees. Wintertime comes around, you know what? This winter is a whole new, different winter for me because, like I said, I told you guys I went through that spiritual awakening. And if any of you have not, most people do not have that experience. I don't wish it on anybody, to be honest with you. It's not a pleasant experience. Um, it is a very like slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, those glasses came off and I got 20/20 vision all of a sudden, And, slowly people dropped off that weren't healthy. We shed the skin when we go through that spiritual awakening. and we shed. And every time I shed, I just went back in the woods and I went on another trail. And then I started following people online because I was always drawn to the videos where the people were in nature. And I said, why can't I do that? You know, it's not about viewers. It's not about, yes, this all started because of Miss Patty Pants. Bringing the outdoors and every adventure I go on. And life is an adventure. So if I'm going up the street and down a trail, that's an adventure. Okay? Because some people, a lot of people, like Miss Patty Pants, are stuck at home. Neuropathy. We got vets. We got PTSD, can't leave the house. Agoraphobia. We got repressed people. We got people that are depressed. Um, disabled in some sort of way. Like Miss Patty Pants was. I want this channel to be for them. So it doesn't matter if I have 100 followers or I have 1 million. It's just one person that I touch. That's okay for me. I'm all right with that. Because this journey wasn't about my audience. The creation was made for my audience. But me going through and doing it is for me. Part of my healing process that I share with you guys, the outdoors, and I share with people that are stuck at home. My experience and my little adventures. And I try to share as much as I possibly can. And, but yeah, it's a me thing. It's not a you thing, So, and I find that with other creators that are, well, maybe not. Well, not everybody. Take that back. A lot of creators that are in nature are they're just awesome people, and great ideas. And, we do it because we love it. And the more you do it, the more you love it. So, yeah. I am right now looking for cliff jumping into water. Like a real one. Because I want to video it and everything like that. So if any of you guys have any ideas as to where I can go, any spots, let me know. Explore Connecticut with Jenny. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to have an open mind to all the things that I never had an open mind to before. Like cliff jumping, like I never thought of that. I thought about jumping out of a plane. I said, when I turn 50 years old, I'm going to jump out of an airplane. But no, I didn't. But now that I have gone through the nature thing, and I will always do that because that will always be a part of my therapy and my medicine for me. And I think the same story goes for a lot of other creators that are in nature and filming and taking pictures of the beauty in life when we right now are living in such an ugly, ugly world. And it's ugly. It's really ugly. Like the people, you know, it's just not the same, you know, it's really just not the same. Um, but yeah, that's a little bit about myself, why I started the channel, um, where I'll be going with the channel, branching out to different things. I want to grow, but we all have to start at the very bottom and learn our way up. And I have to. There's no easy way. I tried the easy way a million times. It doesn't work. You got to start at the bottom. So I appreciate all of you guys for bearing with me and, you know, not, you know, screaming at me because you can't hear my voice clearly. I did get the microphones, but like I said, I can't figure it out. I have ADD and my mind just can't, we don't, we can't do it. It's got to be real easy and simple. So nobody has complained, and I think I have my phone, um, uh, the voice isolation, so you just hear my voice. I think so. Anyways, I appreciate that as well. You guys not screaming at me for that, but yeah, it could be a pain in the ass. This new project I'm doing, really, I want to focus on, you know, bringing resources to people that need it. You know, food, housing, furniture, clothing for interviews, any kind of help for families, um, food banks, any of that stuff, you guys. Any stories. If you know anything shady that's going on, you let me know, because I'm a fucking I'm a detective. And I have had it up to here with getting ripped off almost every day. And then when I get ripped off and talk about it, they're looking at me like I was wrong, like there's something wrong with me. No, go fix the price. You know, it's just. Anyways, I have ADD, so sometimes my mind goes faster than the words, so I forget what I'm saying. So bear with me, guys. In my videos, I'm sure you guys, and the ones especially that already have ADD, and there's 7 types of ADHD, and I have one type, which is ADD, and it's very difficult for me to keep on one thought. So I jump around a lot, and I apologize if uh, if um, if you don't follow, but eventually I get back on the train. I'm right back on it. Those who have it, I'm sure you understand. We know. We know. It's pretty much the same story for all of us, right? um. So yeah, I'm looking to interview some people and get some stories out there about what's going on. I think a lot of us are so busy in life that we don't have time to think about anybody else but ourselves. Well, that was me. That was me. And then life stopped. When it stopped, it was like a rebirth after all that, like, emotional shit for a year and a half. So it's been like 2 now, I think, or something like that. I don't know, but Um, Life is good, and I appreciate everything. The green trees, you guys see me hugging trees because trees are alive. Everything has energy. I protect my energy. I take the energy, whatever I can, from the woods, and it's it's healing for me. I'm not a, call me what you will, but for me, it has helped me. It has healed me, and I understand why Miss Patty did it so often. And I loved her stories. But back to what I was saying, because I forgot. Um, this new segment I'm getting into, I really want to focus on helping other people who need help, who need the resources. Um, Donate where you can, and you guys, there's a place where, that hospital they always telling you, I can't say it, but that hospital they're always telling you to donate to. Well, I'm speaking from experience. I just want to put this out there since I'm talking about donating and if you're going to do it. Um, we have a hospital here in Connecticut that my child was in for a year straight, a little over a year. Um, in Hartford, Connecticut. At the time, my child was 5 years old and had like a rare form of cancer. It was very, very rare. But let me tell you, that hospital, and y'all know who lives here in Connecticut, that hospital, we spent a year straight. Yeah, a year straight without leaving. That hospital, and that was a long time ago, 27 years ago. No. Yeah, 20 something years ago, okay? 20, yeah, 2022. That hospital is pretty awesome. And I'd love to do a fundraiser and help that hospital. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to donate, you donate to that hospital. Those kids actually see it. They get that gift. You know when they say bring an unwrapped gift? That hospital, those kids see those gifts. Every time they get a shot, they're brought into like a beautiful room. It's all Disney-like every time. Maybe not now, but that's how it used to be. And every time they get a shot, they get a present out of a box. And then there's no cheesy present. We talking about the good stuff. And the kids loved it because they knew they weren't the cheesy gifts, they were the good gifts. And after you spent the year there, after the 10th time, you're like, yeah, I'm getting the good gifts. So I would love to do some kind of fundraiser for kids that suffered with some forms of cancer, if not just the hospital in general, the kids in general. I don't think there's enough coverage on how wonderful that hospital in Hartford is. It's a special, special kind of people. Because I lived there for a year, and it was a special place. So I'm looking to do a fundraiser there. I'm gonna hit up some food banks and get some footage and start talking to some more people, start putting out pictures of things of the resources that I come across, share them with you. Again, if you come across anything, a sign, anything, billboard, whatever you come across that might help somebody else in need. And don't think your neighbor, because your neighbor living in a nice house or a decent house, is living great, because that's not the reality. Most people right now are living paycheck to paycheck. Everybody is just about here in Connecticut. Um, but that's saying, keep the poor poor and the rich richer. Yeah, that is true. That's true, huh? Because I used to be very wealthy and now I'm in low income. So it's like I came from here. I know what it's like to be here, and I know financial wise, I know what it like is to be here. And it's more of a humbling experience, I would say, but a much needed one for myself. And I'm sure a lot of other people that take so much for granted. Um, and even life itself for granted. And that's why I get out there every day and hit the paths. I got my bike. You guys see my bike, I got the trails are right back there, So again, you guys, I have said over and over, I really want to go to other places and explore deeper. But I need an animal. I need a dog, and not just for protection, to alert me. So at least I know when I get the bear spray out, like somebody told me to get the other day. Where do you buy bear spray? Oh, probably like Cabela's or something, yeah. Like a dog, that's running ahead, that can alert me. I love old ruins in the, in different, excuse me, like state parks, excuse me, like old ruins, like old, villages, and you see like a couple of stone walls in the middle of the woods. I love that shit. I love like the history behind it. But, I can't go into those buildings. Remember that story I did on that warehouse where it was all beautiful in the front, and then in the back it looked like a freaking horror story straight out of a horror story? Yeah, I like that shit. Like if I had a dog that day, I would have went in I would have tried to look in one of those buildings because I'm a fucking nut. I mean, if you know what I'm saying? So again, you guys, if I live by myself. I have a green backyard with trees. Um, it's a pretty good sized place. Like I said, I'm not working. I'm unable to. Um, and I really, really, really need a companion. And I just cannot afford that big payout up front, you know? Um, Unfortunately, I just can't make it happen. Something else that happened, my my identity got stolen. I don't know if that's what it's identity theft. I don't remember what I put in the police report. But somebody that I truly loved and cared about, that I was stupid. When somebody shows you the first time that they can't trust you, that you can't trust them, and then they show you the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. I used to be that kind of person that would just keep forgiving. Like, okay, I see the best in people, and I still do see the best in people, but I don't take their word right up front anymore. It's like I gotta see action behind the words now. and that comes with age, and experience. But my credit cards, everything was taken. I didn't find out until uh, I was I was trying to get into, I think, my Social Security account, um, to check something or another, and that's a very secured website. So uh, when I tried to log in, I couldn't, and I called them, and that's kind of like when I found everything out, and I immediately knew who it was because I foolishly got duped into thinking I was helping somebody that I loved and cared about for 20 years, and that was another one. That was a hit, like, to the heart. It wasn't like, it wasn't even like, it's just everything, just, anyways, I was trying to help her and her family, and when I did that, I leaked my information, and she ran with it. And she got everything that I have. Not everything I have, but she got the physical, I guess. So, anyways, I don't have a credit card to go and throw a delivery fee or something on. I don't know if that ever gets fixed. Um, when I went down to file the police report, um, they told me they can't do anything until there's like solid proof. There's really nothing they can do. So you got to make the report though for your credit card companies and your banks and stuff like that. So I did that, and it was a nightmare because everything is online, and to be honest with you guys, I am terrible with the internet. You guys see, I could barely edit my videos. You almost get everything raw, except for the filter, right? This is me though. It's just that I get out there and I'm not prepared, because that ADD in me, the mind is moving faster than. So, yeah, so I don't have the money to throw down like that, like most people would with a credit card. Mine got depleted, completely depleted, and then they tried to steal on top of that. They did steal on top of that, and um, yeah. But anyways, I really, really would like to have a dog again. I have a lot of experience with dogs in the past. I'm looking for a short-haired dog, one that does not shed. Um, one that doesn't shed all the time. I'm looking for not a big, heavy dog. I can't have a pit. I had a pit once before, I told you guys in the video. I can't have her. If I told you guys before too, I'd get that Roddy, but I can't. They have a bad rap too. It's not fair. These dogs, same with the German Shepherds. They're not bad dogs. They're the Dobermans. They're just got a bad rap. But I'm looking for a dog that needs to be rehomed, and not because of behavioral issues. Please, I'm not that one. Don't do it to me, please. I've had enough bad shit happen in my life. I just would like to care for a dog. I need a companion. I need somebody to go out there with me and alert me, and so I can really get into the woods. There are places I want to go. I want to go do some of those abandoned mental hospitals and prisons and all that shit. Yeah, I'm crazy like that. Yep, that's me. I don't know why I find it fascinating. I don't, but I want to go, and I can't. I'm not going by myself. I'm not, and I don't have friends, so I don't have anybody to bring me. I mean, to go with me. And even if I did, I'm not even sure those bitches would even want to go. Well, they're all scared of cats, most of them. I'm kidding. We all got our strong bitches out there. But yeah, I want the dog so I could, I need some companionship at home as well with my little dog. You want to go too? Yeah. There are places that I'd love to go. I mean, I'd hit up that Norwich hospital first place. I did the prisons, or not the prisons, the old hospitals next to the Yukon campus before they got boarded up. Oh, yeah, years ago. We're talking like 30 years ago. And that was freaking awesome. They had the signs still up, like where they do the what was it when they put the things in your head? I'm sure one of you guys will figure it out, but they had that room, and the sign was still up above the room. They still had records of patients in one of the rooms. They had recordings. They had so many tapes. Oh my gosh, you guys. And yeah, and there's somebody online here who does these videos. He goes to a lot of really cool places, and I can't go unless I find a taser. And it's got to be one of those tasers where it pops out and it gets them, not where you have to actually have contact, because I'm dead before I get contact. So I need something like a taser that pushes, pushes it out, whatever touches them. I don't know. The bear spray, great idea, but I don't think that is going to keep a bear away. I think I need something a little bit. I'm not that fast. I can't run. Like, I could spray them, but knowing my luck, I'm really clumsy. I'll probably miss. And then I'll have to run. And I can't run because I have a cage in my back. A metal cage with rods and screws. And 3 or 4 disc replacements. And a shitload of fusions back there. I'm not running. I'm not running. My back can't handle my own weight. So I gotta get something, some kind of taser that, tases out. I mentioned the knife thing, but then I was thinking, you know what? The damn bear's gonna be right on top of me. He's gonna be on top of me by the time I'll be dead before I get the knife out. Kill him. So, you guys, I really need a dog. Just to alert me, Come on, let's go, Mom. Let's get the hell out of here. Male or female. Always wanted a little boy. I never had a little boy. So, well, no. That pit I told you guys about, his name was Cisco. He was a boy. Yeah. He was such a sweet boy. Um, so if any of you guys know, they have to be house trained. Okay, I don't want an animal with problems, or I will put the animal back in my car and drive back to your house. I will not call, I will drive back to you and give you the dog back. Okay, so please do not do that to the dog or me. But if you want to do it out of purity, I promise you that dog will be loved beyond loved and well behaved. I have a lot of experience with dogs, and um, they are going to feel like Superman because I'm going to build their confidence so high. So I can go to more and more places and get more and more crazier with the stuff I say. I have a lot of ideas, you guys, a ton of ideas. And it's 2:00. I will I will let you guys go, but I just wanted to finish up about the dog. If you know of somebody that has a dog, a medium-sized dog, um, that doesn't have behavioral issues, that just needs to be rehomed because, um, maybe you're moving somewhere, they don't take animals or something, whatever. Explore CT with Jenny, 2 N's and 2 I's, at gmail.com. Feel free to let me know if you know someone or you yourself are looking to place your animal. Just house trained and not a huge barker. I live in a townhouse, so like we're right up against each other, like side by side. And yeah, we can't be barking all the time. But I know how to quiet the barking too, as long as they're not like a constant, like, because they bark out of anxiety and fear. So, like, if they're over anxiety and over fear, like pits are high anxiety dogs, and that's why they bark, and they don't stop because they're high anxiety. So if you're going to own a pit, make sure you're a stay-at-home person and you're an active stay-at-home person, because that pit needs a shitload of exercise to get that anxiety out. And if I could have one here, I would. They have boundless amounts of energy. I don't, but they do. But I'll take them places and wear their asses out. So when they come home, they'll be pretty tired. So, yeah, you guys, I'm looking for a dog, female or male, house trained, doesn't have behavioral issues. It just needs a good home, I have been looking for about 6 months. And, people say, well, we'll call the rescues and call. I did call the rescues. Don't you know I already tried all that shit? The rescues wants $600 to $1,000 just to pick the dog up from up the street. What? Adoption fee? Y'all got the dog for free. I understand the medications and everything, but you guys, I have the connections, like the vets, what kind of food, how they eat, what their poop looks like, when they pee, if they do this or this. I know what all that shit means. That's already there. Okay. Now I forgot why I was talking about that, but their behaviors, I am very well trained. Very well. I don't have it. And I feel like, if you really want your animal to go to a good home, get on the FaceTime with someone, that doesn't have the money, that's disabled, I am legally disabled. I can't, I can't go out on those trails every day. I'd love to. I'd love to be out there hiking every single day, but hiking is once a week and walks are every day. They're not always all that long, but that urgency or whatever, the curiousness in me, the curiosity in me. I want to check out those other places. There are so many places, you guys. All those hospitals. Oh my gosh, you know how many are up here? And then in Pennsylvania, there's one. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I don't care, I'll go. I know, you guys are probably calling me a Fruit Loop. And whatever, I don't give a fuck. But I'm a really good dog owner. And I'm looking for a dog to love, take care of. I have a king-size bed, and he or she could sleep with me every night and have the roam of the house, come in the car with me everywhere I go. Yeah, we're talking about, I'm looking for a companion. So the dog would go with me wherever I went. I would definitely make him a service dog for sure. So if any of you guys know, again, Explore CT with Jenny, 2 N's and 2 I's at gmail.com. Explore Connecticut with Jenny at gmail.com. If you know of anybody or you yourself have an animal, please, you guys, give me a ring. Leave me a line. Let me know. I'm willing to go get him if he's not that far. I have a little Civic, but those little Hondas, we go everywhere with those things. So, anyways, I have lots more to come for you guys in the upcoming months. More focused the winters when I said I hibernate. That's gonna be when I'm really gonna start focusing more so on digging. So, like I said, if you know of something a little shady going on, okay, say something now, because I got another 2 months out there, maybe October if I lucky. The only reason why is because the metal and the screws in my back, arthritis. Whew, we cannot do the humidity from the snow or the rain or like when it's humid out like this. I'm hurting right now, actually. So probably because I'm sitting straight up, but I was like this thinking, oh my gosh, I can't even see the screen. So or I guess I could just pick up the camera and do that, right? Oh yeah, I could have, Anyways, you guys, most of you will probably see this as a video and weren't able to go live with me. I know it's a Sunday. It's right in the middle of the day. I knew I was taking a chance, but because even me, I'm always busy at this time of day. But again, my channel was really geared towards the people that were stuck home. So I guess not that many people are stuck home. Well, no, yeah, we had quite a few people step in, yeah. But anyways, any questions, any pictures, anything you want me to look into? I have my own little projects I'm looking into right now. And anybody that knows me knows that I am definitely for the people, for sure. And um, I'm a girl's girl, and I'm not a hater. I will root for the woman first. Yes, I'm a feminist. But I'm not loud and obnoxious about it. I've been taking care of myself my whole life. But I took a chance. I said 1 o'clock maybe, but I'm glad to see that there maybe aren't so many people stuck at home. I don't know, but I appreciate all of you guys for even tapping in for a minute or two. If you come back and watch the video, it will be online. Hit that subscribe button. It is free and it gets my content out there to more people. And the more people see it, the more help I can get out there. And I'm talking about I want to get help out there. I am this winter, late fall, I am completely concentrating on a lot of the shadiness that's going on. Yeah, I said it, the shadiness. Yeah. Like I'm not sure as to why I don't know. I really want to take the stereotype away too from that whole thought that people have in their head that they see people, in these food lines. Oh, they're poor. They don't want to get a job. Wait a minute. What about, let's just say, what about those people that are standing in line? Say they have a parent at home that's 85 and their parent is completely blind and they can't do anything. And the nurses that the state hires, they only come in for half an hour and they make sure they do your blood pressure and they check your vitals and make sure you take your meds. You see, so they have to go home and take care of their parent and make sure they get their kid off the school bus. And then their other kids got to get to basketball practice tonight. And she's a single mom because her loser ex-boyfriend or ex-husband that she thought was such a great guy that promised her the world is locked up and she can't afford to go to the grocery store and fill up. That's one example. And that's not me. I'm talking about somebody today. I am a single person. I don't have anybody else to feed anymore. And that was even a process. Because when my last daughter left, I have no idea what I even like to eat anymore. I was like, what do I eat? Because, you spend all these years, buying for your kids and what your kids like. And, yeah, but if I had her here and had to feed her, it would be impossible. It would be impossible. You can't go to that grocery store and pick up anything under $5. Nothing. And these teenagers, they hit about 11, 12, they eat like freaking mooses. I had one neighbor, she had 2 sons. She had one, I think he was 14. The kid, he must have been 6'5". How the hell you feed him, girl? Oh, that's why you're working 16-hour days. Oh, and then society says, well, why'd your kids turn out that way? Because I was working 16 hours a day. Like, I want people to understand the full picture. Don't just make a judgment. Don't just say, oh, well, just go get a job. Or, you know, don't go out with men that are prison. I mean, I'm sure women, I haven't personally, but I'm sure women don't say to themselves, yeah, today I'm going to pick a prisoner to go out with, or pick somebody that, you know, that turns to drugs and can't fix their life up, you know? I mean, there's a lot of things. So, you know, I just want, I want people to understand, and I really want to show the real side of reality over here on my side. I am somebody that is very misunderstood. Very misunderstood. You would look at me and say, what? You know what? There's nothing wrong with her. Why can't she do this? You know, like somebody wanted me to go hiking, and he's like, I'm going to kick your ass when we go hiking. And I was like, well, I just went hiking and I had my ass kicked. And I started talking about the story. I said, I didn't know the trail was what it was. And I got my ass kicked. And he just started making these assumptions because I was a woman, you know. Oh, no. I could do exactly what you could do. But I have a metal cage in my back. Like, there's rods and screws. Like, it goes ding, ding, ding every time I go through the freaking metal detector. I have so much freaking hardware in my back, you know? I have 4 fake discs. I have a full cage. Not a full cage. I wish I did, because I would be very strong. I have, you know, issues with my back. I push myself as much as I possibly can. But unfortunately, my back will not get better. It will only get worse, because that's it, you know. If you have back problems, then you definitely know that it never goes away. Never. There's always something else. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you all hanging out with me and getting to know me a little bit more, and getting to know the story behind how I came up with this channel, and a little bit about who I am, and the dog situation. Please, you guys, explore Connecticut with Jenny, explore CT with Jenny, 2 N's, 2 I's, at gmail.com. Listen, I got the vets. I got all of that shit lined up already. I have connections galore, okay? That I'm not worried about. And you don't need to worry about that either. I promise you, I promise on everything. But anyways, you guys, let me know if you find one, okay? I appreciate you all taking the time to sit through the video and hang out with me live today. Yeah. So I will see you soon. Again, explore Connecticut with Jenny at gmail.com if you want me to check out anywhere. If you have any ideas of maybe some places I'd like to go, you know, that I spoke about earlier, or why I need the dog, you know, let me know. I'd really like to really start, you know, moving. Yeah, you know, so this winter, this fall, we're going to start that whole, I'm going to start pushing out stuff about, um, resources to low income people, to people that are living paycheck to paycheck, people that are struggling, or just barely making it like myself. But people look at me and they say, no, you're not. I have lived up here a million times, and down here a million times. I'm still who I am inside. My soul never changed. And yeah, I have a shitload of nice things. But I could die tomorrow. And all this will go in the garbage. So live for today, Live for today. I don't have it all together. I don't have this big master plan, this 5-year plan, that we all tell our kids, or 21-year-olds graduating college, your 5-year plan. Guess what, guys? I'm 50 and I am starting my whole life from scratch. I don't even know who I was 2 years ago, a year ago. So it's a journey, and it's got its good days and it's got a lot of bad days. And I encourage you to continue to move. Move, move, move. Keep your mind occupied. If you're stuck at home and you're in my area and you want some company, you want me to stop over, bring you a bag of food, if you need something, my email's up there. You guys don't hesitate. Feel free, okay? The reason why I say this is because, to be completely honest, karma has finally caught up with me. It caught up with me, and it got my ass back, okay? It got me back in every way, okay? So after you go through the karma, you get that clean slate. So I got that clean slate about 6 months ago. And so I'm only pushing out goodness into the world. Kindness. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to, nothing. No negativity. It's this way. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't even have tomorrow's plan or this week. I don't know what I'm doing. I know I have an appointment tomorrow afternoon. That's about it. Live for today and do as much as you possibly can, because you only live once. And when you're this close to dying, trust me, you're laying on that bed saying, oh shit, I didn't do this, 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 and this. I didn't say this, this, and this, and this to the people I love and care about. Do that. If you have people you love and care about, tell them every day. I have much experience, let's just say. Yeah. Sometimes you get to sit and wait for somebody else to go through their healing journey too. But I am not this person I was a year ago, 2 years ago. This channel has helped me grow, helped me heal. You guys have seen me in the woods, and I'm telling you, that shit works. It works for the ones that can get out there, and you need to heal over something, whatever it is. Get yourself a therapy too. I did 25 years of solid therapy. And then the last few, it was twice a week of like that deep trauma, EMDR, cognitive, all that shit. We did everything. I put the work in. So I got that clean slate. And I'm not effing it up. I'm not lying to anybody. I'm not telling stories. I'm up front. and honest with you guys, and I would appreciate the same. Um, this is thanks to Mike. Mike knows who he is, because I was addicted to, not addicted, but really the convenience of the water bottles. And then I saw a documentary on the water bottles. And Mike always poured water from his sink into the water, into the cup. And I always just grabbed one from the fridge, you know, on the run. This is, doesn't have what this is more healthier, you know. I'm not even sure if I think I'm sure he had city water, but thanks, Mike, for getting me off those water bottles, because they were doing a lot of harm to our world. And I wasted a lot of plastic. Put so much out there. But I got this LL Bean cup. It's completely insulated. The thing is freaking awesome. It was a gift. I didn't pay for this shit. I am not paying no $50 for a cup. Are you stupid? Am I stupid? If y'all who buying them are stupid. Well, maybe not, because you do have it forever. But if I want another one, like a size down, they're still like $50, so I can't. So the gift was this big ass cup. It's too freaking big. But it saves a shitload of plastic, you know? So, anyways, with you guys, I am rambling now. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. This is who I am. I'm Jenny. I'm a cool chick. Yes, I don't have it all together, but I'm a good human being. I have a good heart. I believe in Jesus Christ and God Almighty. He is in my heart and soul. And I welcome new energy, healthy, happy, positive vibes into my life, into my energy space. I cleansed out all my energy, got rid of all of the negativity. Also, if you guys would like to know how to do that, I can help you with that as well. I also do a lot of cleansings, like rituals, like cleansings, saging, clearing out spaces, how to use your energy, how to protect yourself. We all have energy around us, but anyways, I don't want to tap into that too much because I don't want to offend anybody, but anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Thanks for the ones that have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it, you guys. It's, it's free. Why not? You're helping me out, and you're helping out a lot of people that you don't know you're helping out. And like I said, I don't do this shit for other people. This was my healing. This is my healing journey. But it's kind of evolved from that now, So thank you all for subscribing. It's always going to be free. I'm never ever going to try to make money offline, online, ever. It's just not my thing. I'm not looking for a big house to live in. I'm okay where I am at. I'm able to maintain it. When I was married ages ago, I had that big house. I've had the boyfriends with the big houses since, and to be honest, it's too much to fucking clean. Excuse me. It's too much to clean. I'm not doing it. So I'm okay where I'm happy, and I'm so glad that you guys have been on my side and supporting me. And every voice, every click, every subscription counts. For some reason, it pushes out the content to more viewers. And that's really what I'm aiming for. I'm not aiming for followers or anything like that or a scorecard. I don't care. This is for me, you know? It just happens to help other people too, you know? And it was created in memory of Miss Patty Pants. And I love her, and I talk to her every day because we shared every day together. As much as she drove me crazy and kept my life crazy and busy for so long. Yeah. Her death changed my life in the long run for the better. I became the person that I needed to be, which is a better person. Because that old Jennifer, she still looked like this. She still looked like this. But I didn't like her. Karma got my ass back, and karma come back for all of you guys. I'm telling you. She does. She comes back, and she bites hard. But I paid my price. Hefty price over a long period of time. I push out goodness into the world, and I only accept goodness into my space, into my energy field. I accept and welcome any good intended people, good vibes, happy energy. Live for the moment, live for today. But be responsible and consistent. And be good to people. Don't say it. Live it. Live it and say it. Actions prove louder than words. And if you guys don't know me by now, I will prove it, because I'm going to stay here as long as I possibly can and continue to help as many people as I can. And if that's one damn person a year, that's enough for me, because this was all part of a healing process for me. And it all started with Miss Patty Pantanelli. And then everything else came crashing down. But I made it out of the storm. And I'm here with Explore Connecticut with Jenny, and so are you guys. And I thank each and every one of you for subscribing. Again, that's my Allie, and that's my Miss Patty Pants. Thank you, you guys. It was a pleasure. Again, my name is Jenny or Jennifer, and some call me Jen. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the Sunday. It looks beautiful outside. Muggy as hell, but I'm going to go throw some shorts on, and I'm going to go take a walk. And a nice, easy walk. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please feel free to tell all your friends about my channel, subscribe, it's free, it's my content out there. And we want to help as many people as possible, especially this winter and this fall, because I really want to help those people. I don't want to see lines. You guys don't want to see lines in the snow for people waiting to get food. That's just one thing. That's just one thing. And we're one of the 5 richest states in the country? What? We shouldn't have any homelessness. We shouldn't have any families without food in their bellies. But we do. We have a lot of people. Shitload. And don't even get me started on how they're treating the vets. Don't go there. They got some really good ones they took care of, yeah? I give it to them. There's a lot of them, the majority, And I don't talk out of my ass. I talk from experience, seeing it. We're going to address those issues too. We're going to get there slowly, but we're going to get there. It's all a process. And if you're going through a healing process too, be patient. And when you have no patience left, get on your hands flat on the ground and get on your knees and put your forehead straight between your body so it's equal. And you pray and you beg for patience. But you gotta clean your space out first. You gotta get rid of the ugly people in your life, the toxic people in your life, the people that are holding you down. When they're smiling in your face, when they're your best friend. No. Actions. We want to see actions, you know? So feel free to write in and let me know if you know anything shady's going on. You want me to look into something, let me know. I will save those stories. And probably October, mid-October, I will be beginning that. It depends on the weather, and we never know. And I can't even look that far ahead. I just know I want to do something like that. So, and I'm working on it. We got, I don't know, a couple weeks before school starts. And I do know in the town of Vernon, Park West Apartments has free lunch for children. They give out free lunch during the summertime months because a lot of kids get fed at school lunch and the parents can't afford to pay them when they're home during the summer because of the food price. So I do know they do give out free lunch. Also, the pantry I showed you guys last week in Summers, across from the town hall, they have a pantry on Tuesdays between 6 and 7, and then I believe it's like 12 to 2. You got to look back at those videos. I believe I put it in a video. There's Hocknam Valley, located in Vernon, Connecticut, that has a food pantry. They also have, it's a community council place. They have help for mental health, substance abuse programs, recovery programs, recovery homes, halfway houses. They have a food pantry. They have transportation at Hocknam Community Council in Vernon, Connecticut. They're pretty cool. They help out the community quite a bit. We got Food Share at Park West that comes once a month, I believe. Double check online. If you don't have access to the, or of course you have access if you're watching me. If you don't know how to work the internet for some reason, like I have a hard time. Because I made the mistake and switched to an Apple phone instead of just staying to my simple Samsung phone. But it is what it is. Ask somebody for help and look it up. But I believe the food share truck comes to Park West in Vernon, Rockville, Connecticut, once or twice a month. They also have a soup kitchen in Rockville, Connecticut, on Prospect Street. They have that church behind the Superior Court, that Catholic church. For some reason, not remembering it. But if you live in town, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That beautiful big Catholic church. They do a lot of community help, um, and could use any donations. They give out brand new coats in the winter. I remember getting my kids coats one year over there. Yeah, they do a lot for the community. Vernon does a lot for their community, and it's not a very. The town is kind of like cut in half. It's like half like what we call Rockvillians, and then we got the other half like normal people. But yeah, we're all struggling. It doesn't matter where the fuck you live. Excuse my language again. It doesn't matter where you live. It's going on everywhere. And it's going on even in my home, you know. And when you see Jenny, does Jenny look like the average person that may be struggling? I want you guys to second guess those thoughts before you just, the stereotypes, before you just push them out there into the world. Okay? I want you to really think about who you're judging. You know? I don't know if you guys can see me. What a nice girl. She must be such a nice girl. What a nice girl. This nice girl, she's on a disability check. She lives in low-income housing. She drives a 17-year-old vehicle. Her clothes in the summer are cute as fuck because she gets them at Shein 2 years ago. Not winter clothes, just summer. Okay, you guys? We don't all look the same. A lot of them look just like me that are struggling too. So don't make assumptions. Treat people equally, like they're human souls. Let's bring humanity back. I know, good thought, right? Shit's never happening. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm running way over time. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a pleasure getting to know all of you guys. I appreciate it. And again, my name is Jenny at Explore Connecticut with Jenny at gmail.com. Feel free to write in, send pics, whatever. Let me know if you want me to look into something. And hey, send in all those photos, anything you can that you see on the side of the road, any pantries, any town. Send them over to me, please, so I can get them out there to the world. Okay, guys? I appreciate you all hanging out with me today. God bless you all. May you find peace and harmony in your hearts and your souls. And remember, be kind to one another because you never know what somebody's going through. Be kind. Bye, you guys.